Welcome, Pete Holding, Pete and Stephen
Thank you.
Honeyball. Yeah, we're all at different time zones. I'm over here on the East Coast of the United States, right outside of Philadelphia. It's almost 5 o'clock. As they say, it's almost 5 o'clock somewhere. Not sponsored by these guys at all, but I'm going to take a sip. Cheers. I haven't had one of those in a while. And I was just telling you guys before that normally they sit in the basement for a year, and I'm not going to let these sit around for a full year. I'm going to drink these at some point in the next month or two. But I'm really glad you guys came on the show. We haven't had a show for a few weeks over here in the US. It's summertime, and summer has just ended. During the summer, we don't do the shows as frequently. We have family obligations, we got vacations, or you call holidays over there. But now things are settled in, the kids are back to school, and you have a really big thing coming up called PBX Europe, right?
Yeah.
And that is at the end of this month. That's what are the dates for that? Is that the 27th through the 29th of September?
28th and 29th. So Sunday 28th, Monday 29th.
Okay.
Yeah.
28th and 29th. Okay, good. So that's a weekend show, and it's in Amsterdam.
Correct. Yes.
And where was it? It was in London previously, is that correct?
Yeah. So we had 2 years of London
Mm-hmm.
year before, and we thought we'd go out to Europe to see what kind of reception we could get with the show going into mainland Europe.
Okay.
So London worked really, really well, but we thought we'd give mainland Europe a go to see how that went.
And so from what I understand is it was PBX Europe first, and then it was PBX London, and now we're back to PBX Europe again in terms of the name of the show.
Yeah, the idea really it started out as PBX Europe because
Mm-hmm.
it's Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what people think of the UK being part of Europe politically, whether you think
Mm-hmm.
we are or not, that's a whole different thing. But we are geographically very much a part of Europe. There's no denying that.
Right.
That's a bit like you know well, any country that's kind of anchored to a continent is still part of that continent, no matter what political situation is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we started out as Europe, and we thought we'd rebrand it going into London because we thought at that time that maybe it might be a good idea to have the two brands as distinct, London and Europe.
Right.
And I don't, I'm still not absolutely 100% sold on that particularly myself,
Mm-hmm.
but we are very much Europe this year.
This month.
And yeah, I don't think it makes a lot of difference, other than it is a PBX that isn't taking place in Las Vegas, and it is
Right.
the only show that takes place out of the international show. So yeah,
Okay. So, and I'm in the United States, so I look at it just the way you described it, where Europe to me is Europe, Asia is Asia,
yeah,
America is America. Although I live in the United States, I still understand the concept of America. There's North America, there's South America, right?
yeah,
But I look at it as PBX is PBX over here, and it's always in Las Vegas. I do like the idea of having the city name behind it. Although having Europe kind of lets you to pick anywhere else for the following years. I guess so maybe that's
yeah.
is that what you're thinking?
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where you think, do you settle in a city and become predictable like Las Vegas is?
Yeah.
If PBX International went to say Philadelphia, would it be as successful? Who knows? My guess is probably not as successful.
Mhm.
A lot of people go to Las Vegas because of Las Vegas,
Right.
and that it's a visit in itself, and that's what we had with London very
Hmm.
much for 2 years, and then we thought, well, if we're going to go to Europe, we'll have a look around. We went to a big convention in Germany where lots of countries were present and hotel groups, expo centres, all that kind of thing, all in one place under one roof. And we spoke to quite a few people and got quite a convincing case out of the group from Amsterdam. And Amsterdam was kind of always in the back of our mind because of the success of Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a party capital.
Yeah.
And it's many things to many people. To me, you know, I went for 5 or 6 years and probably in all of that time gambled all of $20 because I'm not a gambler.
You're smart.
Well, I'm a really terrible gambler. I might as well just go, here's my money, just have it. I'm just like, I just lose money, and I don't know. I don't know whether there's any Scottish blood in me. But I hate losing money, so I don't gamble.
So tell me about Amsterdam. So I hear like Las Vegas, it's got this certain allure to it. Now I'm also in the DJ industry. So there are 2 big conferences in the United States, right? There's Las Vegas and with the Mobile Beat, and then there's the DJ Expo in Atlantic City, both surrounded by casinos, right? Both of them are gambling town centric. Is that the same thing with Amsterdam? Does Amsterdam have this allure to it? And if so, what is that allure that would be assimilated to the way that the Las Vegas and Atlantic City does?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, from a European point of view, Amsterdam has that kind of party atmosphere to it. It's known for a number of things. First of all, it was like literally the only place you could go and smoke marijuana. And those sorts of products. It was literally the only place, or smoke, or however you decide to consume it. That was the only place you could go and legally do that. It's got a red light district, which is world famous. But in the same way that Las Vegas is very much about gambling, and I've been there a lot, and I don't gamble. I don't go to Amsterdam for any of those things either. I go because it is architecturally a stunning city. It's absolutely beautiful. It really, really is a wonderful, wonderful place to go, look around, explore, and it's very, very different. The whole thing's built on the sea, so it's completely different to anywhere else in Europe. And it's got that allure, as you say. It's a wonderful, wonderful city. And there are a lot of great things about it.
Yeah, it matches because, you know, Las Vegas obviously has the Sin City allure to it, but the architectural, they still have the modern architectural going on because they're constantly putting up these new buildings that are just blowing your mind in terms of what the amenities are and the pools and the water fountains and the huge skyscrapers, and so I can see that with Amsterdam. But that's pretty cool. I really wish I could go. Unfortunately, it's like busy time for me. So hopefully I can pre-plan for next year, and if it's still in Amsterdam, go. But regardless, I'd love to go back. I know before we jumped on the call, yes, I've been to London or England and London about less than 10 years ago, and I miss it. It's quite the trip to go, and I think it's, you know, the reverse for those in Europe or other countries coming to the United States. It's a getaway, right? There's business and pleasure, but you know, you only live one life, and it's good to go and explore this planet that we're on, other than this little geographical area that we've been in most of our lives, and kind of explore.
Well, I mean, they say that travel expands the mind, right? That's the saying, and it's a bit glib, really. But you know, for me, the idea of spending all your time in quite a small, restricted area is horrendous. I love to get out. I love to travel, and ultimately, you know, if somebody said to me that there's going to be a gathering of, say, 5-10 people within the industry that I work in, some of the you know, the real kind of top thinkers in our industry, the people that are out there leading the charge, then I'm going to move, you know, mountains to get there. And when you put it in the context of an expo, where you've got all of that, but multiplied by so much, as well as seminars, workshops, opportunities to really learn, to make new contacts, to network, to ask all the questions that are in the back of your mind, and just hear from people who are doing the same thing as you, having the same problems, the same issues, but also opening up new opportunities and getting that opportunity. And then you write it off against tax. I just can't understand why anybody would not go.
Yeah.
Why would you not go?
Yeah.
It's just, you know, such a no-brainer, really.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. So, not the tax part, but the presenters that are going to be at the Photo Booth Expo Europe. You've got some that I'm very familiar with. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can add this to the stage here. So those who are watching, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different specific keynote speakers, right? We all know who Ursula is. She'll be speaking, and she's going to be talking about everything she does. I mean, she's amazing, very inspiring across the photo booth industry. Getting to hear her speak in person is always a pleasure, and you're always going to get something from what she's bringing to the table. And I think the biggest thing that a lot of people get from her is motivation. I consider her the drill sergeant of the photo booth industry, in all honesty. She will whip you into 2 shades, right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, and I've seen her speak multiple times. It's amazing.
I think the first time Steve and I spoke to her, she scared the wits out of us. She really did. But she is, as you say, she's a drill sergeant.
And she drills sergeant, and she tells it like it is.
She tells it like it is, but underneath that charming Irish exterior beats a very warm person and a very keen brain. And she's immense.
The next one, and some of these I don't know, like because I'm not the guy who knows it all. Sam Eitzen, like, tell me about Sam Eitzen. What can we expect out of that?
Yeah, so Sam, if you think about kind of you start a business in this, just say manufacturing cars, you're going to start out as go-karts probably, because that's the simplest and cheapest way to do it, right? You're gonna build something very, very basic, and then you're going to be out on the road testing your go-kart, and somebody's going to pull up right next to you in the most beautiful, incredible, most expensive Ferrari. And that's where Sam is, as a comparison to the rest of us in this business. He started out in the photo booth industry like the rest of us, but what he's done in it is just revolutionary. It's next level. The way he's set up his business, the way he set up Snapbar, the kind of work and the output that he does is the kind of stuff that is beyond my wildest dreams. So he's got a record of blowing people away when he does talk. He doesn't do it very often, and indeed he hasn't talked to any gathering for a number of years now. But he's going to be giving away secrets at PBX Europe in just a few weeks' time, and it's going to be mind-bending to a lot of people, but very, very inspirational. And I'm really, really looking forward to hearing from him. There will not be an empty seat for that one.
I think that one speaks to a lot of the folks in the photo booth industry. As I read this, just the subtitle there: building a thriving photo booth business, scaling from a single unit operation to a multi-region photo booth empire. And a lot of this, myself for the longest time was a single unit operation, and but have grown, right? So now I've got staff, I've got multiple booths, multiple experiences, and it took time to get there. And to have someone who's already done it and almost gives you a blueprint of how to get to where you want to be, that's where a lot of these people are going to be getting value from that presentation right there.
It's as you say, it's difficult to go from sort of one into a few. And I think I heard somebody say once that you sort of top out at maybe 4 photo booths as a small operator.
Yeah.
Once you get beyond, once you're looking at going beyond that, if you're not looking at staff, if you're not looking at serious expansion plan, then stick with 4 photo booths and leave it there. But if your ambition is to go beyond that, then this is a blueprint. This is somebody that's going to be able to map that out for us and really give us a really good insight into how to get out there. And certainly, from my own point of view, I can't wait.
Well, let me ask you about that. So for someone like myself, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to watch this that are unable to go, who would love to watch this presentation down the road. I mean, is this being recorded? Are they going to be available for purchase or subscription, or any thoughts on that at all?
That is a great question. So number one, yes, we're going to record it. That's the short answer. The longer answer, of course, is about how and if we would release that. Now, there's a couple of angles to that. There's one, from our point of view, we're going to say first and foremost, if you can at all make the expo, come to the expo and see it live and sit with your colleagues in the industry and then have a discussion about it, because that's going to be worth a lot more than watching it on video. The second thing is that really that is a conversation that we will need to have with Sam, because it will be his IP.
Yeah, I would put my hat in the ring. I would be willing to, consider paying for some of this content if I was unable to go. Just so I would have a vote for that. It's accessible, obviously, a paywall, but I think it's worth it. Absolutely worth it.
I mean, and certainly all of that can be achieved. But we need to have, we will be recording it, absolutely. But then we'll have conversation with Sam and our own internal work, and then. But it's encouraging to hear that, most definitely.
Yeah.
It's for a conversation a little bit further down the road.
Okay. All right. Let's go on to Nicholas Rhodes. I know him very well. The guy is a cool cat. Mr. Pictor himself is taking kind of the photo booth industry really prominence this year, especially with the emergence of AI. He's amazing. All the work that he does and the technology that goes behind it. It's moving so fast. AI is moving so quickly. It's in a blink of an eye. We've gone from face swap to multiple person to AI prompts, and I have no idea where it's going to go. I don't think any of us can predict it at this point.
I mean, we've literally just seen the latest Google release.
Banana.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Pronounced slightly differently.
How do you pronounce it over there?
Well, the banana word is banana, as opposed to
banana. Yeah.
Banana.
Such as garage over there.
But the release is kind of changed pretty much everything, and this has only been in the last couple of weeks. So it's moved so fast. So again, Nicholas is very, very cool. Quite a character, and again, somebody right at the top end of the aspirational end of the photo booth industry. So we'll be looking forward to hearing from him about particularly the latest release.
And by the time this comes out, right, by the time the expo is here, things could have changed in between now and then. That's how fast it is.
Yeah.
A Clover, is it Jean or Jean?
Jean. Clover Jean. You definitely won't have heard of Clover. She is a Amsterdam-based, experienced wedding organizer.
Celebrant.
Celebrant. I'm using the wrong word there. Sorry. Yeah. And yeah, she's very key in the wedding industry in Amsterdam, and we'll be bringing. She's bringing a unique angle to our seminars, and we thought we'd get somebody from outside of the industry come and talk to us about the wedding scene, and the perfect person for it, because she does do a fair amount of public speaking in Europe.
Okay. And I think that the topic, the weddings, especially with the planners and vendors, because that is recurring business. If you're winning with a planner or winning with a vendor and you're creating these partnerships, that's less advertising that you have to do and less work because you're proving yourself with them. Yeah. So it's fantastic. And a lot of people struggle with that. Chris Collins, let's see what Chris Collins has to offer.
Chris. Lots of people that would have been to PBX in Vegas and London have seen Chris talk. He's again a brilliant speaker, and really granular detail in terms of running a business and setting it up so that you're spending less time in it and you're spending more time on it. A lot of great sound advice. And I always come away whenever I hear him speak, I think he's told me about this before, and really I need to be doing something with it. To a lesser or greater extent, we do a lot of what he says, and it always pays off. But yeah,
well, that's another thing you said. You've heard it before, but I think that's another thing that people need is repetition on some of the key points. There's a lot of information that comes at you in these seminars, and you're not going to take it all home and employ all of those strategies and tactics. So hearing it a second and third time is very beneficial. One of which, and jumping over, there's another presenter, Alan Berg. Same thing. I've seen him 5-6 times, and I've seen the same presentation a few times, but every time I'm getting something different that I forgot or missed in the previous one.
I think the key is you're only going to be able to take away a small-ish number of things that you can do. But then going and seeing him talk again, is going to help, because it is going to trigger those. He's going to trigger those thoughts.
How about Jürgen? Right?
Jürgen.
Almost batted 1,000. Okay, Jürgen.
Almost.
Oh man. Almost. Okay. Another AI-driven experiences.
Yeah, Jürgen is Germany based, and he is a pretty key person with Breeze. He knows Breeze really, really well. Does a lot of work with them, and he's a very technical guy and can give us a lot of practical stuff when it comes to using photo booths. And looking forward to him as well. I don't believe he's ever spoken in Vegas. I don't believe he has.
Okay. Well, when I do see him in person, when I do see him in person, I have to, apologize for mispronouncing his first name. It's just.
I'm sure he's used to it.
He's gonna see it. He's gonna pick me out of the crowd and says, "It's Jürgen."
I'm sure Jürgen's a nice guy. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Catalina, very familiar with Catalina. She's in Canada, and really helps you understand of getting to that big level in the photo booth industry.
Absolutely fascinating. I've seen her speak a couple of times, and fascinating. Really, really good angles. I think the last time I saw her, she did a presentation on why you should do photo booths for free, and that made me sit up straight away. And I thought, why on earth would you do that? But the presentation she gave was amazing. It really was.
Yeah, I kind of preach that too. You have to know which ones you're doing for free.
Completely, yeah. Yeah.
Not just do
Yeah.
anything, for some kids
Yeah.
backyard birthday party. No, we're not doing that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you're getting in front of a lot of decision makers and a lot of people who are going to open doors for you,
Yeah.
no problem. Let me get in this one event for free.
Yeah.
And then finally, we have Lap and Jason. We all know them from Pro Booth Talk. Wonderful podcast. And they also have a YouTube channel. They're going to be presenting. Love those two. So when you guys see this, Lap, Jason, hello. Good to see you. And I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to hang out with you guys in Amsterdam, but I'm sure you guys are going to tear it up over there. They're great. And they just keep giving and giving and giving. And that's what I love about this community that we have in the photo booth industry. There's a lot of people willing to share and inspire, and they do such a great job of that.
Yeah. And they are great people to have joining us. I know they're very, very excited about coming over. It will be, it will be the second PBX on this side of the pond for that, and Jason's first. So yeah.
Okay.
Looking forward to that.
All right. So the schedule, Saturday 27th. What happens on the 27th?
So Saturday is build day.
Okay.
It's a day that is mainly going to be about the exhibitors getting into the expo center and completing their build. And we're looking at on the Saturday night about hiring a boat just for PBX people and going along the canals of Amsterdam. It's got a really positive response so far. So we're putting feeders out there just to see. We probably want sort of 50 to 70 people to join us on Saturday night to just go out and do a private 2-hour cruise on the canals and with our own barbecue chef and drinks included, that kind of thing.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
It's not 100% yet, but I've got a feeling it's going to happen because of the response we've had so far. It's been very, very positive.
So would you recommend folks get in, and flights are already booked, but would it be more beneficial to get in on the 26th so that way you can settle in on the 27th and enjoy something like this and not feel the jet lag, those who are coming over from the US and enjoy themselves on this cruise?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's Amsterdam, right? It's a city you could spend days in and still not see everything that there is to see. It's an incredible, incredible city. I've done the cruise probably 2 or 3 times now. The ones where you just get on and you go around for an hour, and even those are just amazing. They really are. You get to see a lot of Amsterdam from a unique perspective. Yeah, I mean, look, when I come across to Vegas, which I have done every year except 21, because of course COVID, I always have a little bit of time before or after, and I usually change it up every year to just be able to just get out into the local environment. And one of the things I love doing is going out to the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, Red Rock, that kind of thing, and just seeing something that you wouldn't ordinarily see. I mean, it's the part of the benefit of travel. And again, I'll repeat it. It's a tax write-off. So
yeah,
come over, see the city. There's loads to see. You would never ever get bored,
and
no matter what the angle.
That cruise is only 99 pounds.
99 euros, which is even less than 99
euros. Yeah, sorry, 99 euros. And so that's a boat ride for 2.5 hours. You're getting dinner.
It's 2 hours. It's 2 hours. Barbecue chef. There's going to be 2, not 1, but 2 guides on the boat. So pointing out all the weird and wonderful things that there are in Amsterdam. And believe me, there are some weird and wonderful things.
Sure.
And drinks. Well, yeah, we touched on those, but there's some stuff like we saw when Steve and I went on a boat last year because we had to as part of our sort of recce of Amsterdam. We came across Amsterdam's thinnest house, and you just would not believe that it was a house. You just would not believe that it's a house.
I
Absolutely
heard.
incredible.
Is that is there a story behind that house that I want to say it was a woman who got divorced, and the husband gave her just this little slot of land, so she built this tiny house. Is that the same house, or am I thinking of a different story?
No idea.
I actually don't know.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check my facts on that one. It's either one here in the U.S. or in Amsterdam. Either way, there was a woman scorned, and she built a small house just to spite her ex-husband. That might be the one. That actually might be the one.
Yeah, it might well be that we didn't get that version when it was pointed out to us, because whether anything else was said at the time, I think we were just like amazed that anything like that could happen.
But this is all you guys do, right? You just do Photo Booth Expo. You guys don't do anything year round.
No. That's all we do.
You're just cruising, going to Vegas, going to the Grand Canyon, checking out London, checking out Amsterdam, going to Egypt. You know.
We literally have nothing else to do, so we just skip around the world.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So I'll just download that and send that across to you now on Messenger, so that you can see that. But the smallest house in Amsterdam.
Let's see here.
So that's just coming.
Oh my god!
Just come across to you. Yeah, if you can pick that house out, then.
Yeah, let me see if I can add that to the stream here. Hold on. Let's see if we can do this, because some people watching, they want to see what we're talking about. So I'm gonna go share my screen, share this one, and go here. Zing! Look at that.
There we go.
I don't know if that's the one, but that is. I don't think I would fit in that. I don't think I would fit through the door. That should be illegal.
It's absolutely minuscule, but it is actually a house that is actually lived in. I have no idea what the furniture's like. I don't imagine very much.
They must sleep hanging upside down like a bat. That's the only thing I could think of. And when they go to the bathroom, it's probably in the canal. Oh my gosh!
I don't want to know what's in that canal.
I think that bike is it won't even fit in there. Woo!
No, that is very small. So I mean, we can kind of list all the businesses that we're involved in, but it could take a while. But so suppose Steve and I have got backgrounds within the DJ world.
Okay.
And that's the first time we ever met was at a DJ meeting.
Okay. So you guys were DJs. Were you actually DJs?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right.
Yeah. I personally take to the decks probably only once or twice a year.
Okay.
Steve's out usually 3 times a day, DJing. So
that's a bit excessive. 3 times a week
is an awful lot. He's a very popular and very busy DJ.
That's awesome.
And between the two of us, we also own Pro Mobile magazine, which is the only printed magazine in the UK dedicated to mobile DJs. It's a publication that's been running for more than 20 years. I don't suppose you've got a copy near you, so you can just flash it in front of the camera, have you, Steve? Because I don't. I'm not in my office.
Was it in any relation to this one here? Were you guys helping out with Mobile Beat?
No, that's Mobile Beat. That's Mobile Beat. Yeah.
I think this is the only copy that they ever produced. This is it.
That's the only copy that was ever produced.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very tough industry to be in.
It is.
But our magazine has been running for over 20 years now. We've owned it since 22.
Okay.
Been working on it longer, but
okay. I want to I don't want this to be a bad taste in anyone's mouth. This is more of just a concern. I go to I go to a handful of expos a year. So I go to Wedding MBA. This is the first year I'm not going back to the Wedding MBA that's in Las Vegas. I'm just all Vegas out. So I need a break. I go to the Photo Booth Expo. every year since 2019 is when I got the bug. And it's been growing year after year and getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Now, the other one I go to is the DJ Expo in Atlantic City. And when I first went, I think it might have been like 2014, 2015, and it was huge. And it built. And then at some point it started leveling out. And I think this year I was there and it seemed like it was probably the least attended expo I've ever been to.
Right. Okay.
I don't know why. I think just like you mentioned something about the DJ industry, and I think the DJ industry itself, it's all online. But when you talk about your magazine over, in the UK being very popular, over here magazines, they don't read magazines. So are you finding that there's strength in physical, tangible things such as magazines and going to expos, and over in the UK and over in Amsterdam? Do you fear that what we're seeing at the DJ Expo with the decrease may affect what's happening over in the UK? What are your thoughts on that?
Wow. I mean, that's such a big subject, and one that we could spend some time exploring. I think the best way that I can reflect on it is that in 2018, which was my first ever visit to Las Vegas. In fact, it was my first ever visit to the United States, and it just so happens that that Mobile Beat was put on in the same week as PBX.
I remember that.
And at the time, we had a flourishing multi-op DJ business, and we'd been running a photo booth business by then for about 3 years. And I work in this with my wife, and I'd always said to my wife, I'd love to go to Mobile Beat in America to see. I'm a person who goes to these things. I'd love to go to these things. And of course, the response would have been typical for anybody, really. You go to Las Vegas by yourself? No, I don't think so. So when they put the photo booth show on at the same time as Mobile Beat, it was an opportunity for us both to experience it, and we both went over. And at that time, Mobile Beat had been running for more than 20 years, and PBX was in, I think, its third year. Probably its third year. And I went to Mobile Beat, and I would stab at around about 600 people in attendance. And then I went down to PBX to visit that because, of course, the ticket would get us into both, and they were close to 3,000.
Yep.
And you just go, hang on a minute, the DJ industry has been going forever, right? And the photo booth industry has been around for 5 minutes. And already it's way, way, way out in front in terms of the number of people attending an expo.
Huge. Yep.
Huge difference. And I think, one of the things that I think that I often think is that the DJ industry is very, very different to the photo booth industry in the entry point. How you got into it? You got into being a DJ because you love music.
Right.
You're very passionate about music. You're very passionate about playing it. Certainly how I got into it. There's no reason on earth why I would have got into the DJ industry. When I did, I was doing a job which was completely outside of the norm for somebody to go, I'm going to become a mobile DJ. So I think that's a really big thing. And a lot of people get into it, and that's how they get into it, and that's why they're there, and that's why they do the job. With photo booths, it's very, very different. Nobody ever woke up and went, I'm really passionate about sticking a box in a room and taking photographs. They just don't, right?
There's got to be somebody out there.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't want to spend too long talking to them. But the point is that photo booth companies look at it really, really professionally, and they want to see the latest tech. They want to speak to the people that are doing the best things. They really do. And I think, I don't want to bring too much negativity into this, but the number of DJs I've met who know it all already, and you couldn't teach them anything because they're so damn good at what they do.
Yeah.
Because, invariably, they're told time and time again that they're a great DJ. And of course they're told they're a great DJ because whoever's telling them is in very, very, very drunk and having a great time.
I'm shocked about
But yeah, on that point. But I think for me, again, I'll go right back to right at the very start of our conversation. If you gather just a few people that are really good at what you do in a room, why are you not there?
Yeah.
Why are you not talking to these people? Why are you not comparing notes? Why are you not listening to what they have to say? And that's just one reason for going to these things. So yeah, to see that on the slide, it's the same with Mobile B. Mobile B was huge, absolutely huge. It was big news. By the time I got to it, it was okay. I was expecting so much bigger, but I had a great time. I really, really enjoyed it.
It was a tax write-off. That's why you had a good time.
It was, yeah. I mean, look, there was that, but I also got within probably 3 meters of Vanilla Ice, which is so cool. But so, look, there's a lot of reasons why you don't do these things, and I think the DJ industry is quite skeptical.
Yeah, it is, and I think our photo booth industry is strong. It is, and I think it's a different kind of personality that's in the photo booth industry versus the DJ industry. There's much more community. I think positive community in the photo booth industry than the DJ industry.
Yeah.
There's more innovation and it's constantly evolving. Whereas the DJ industry, it's kind of like, okay, you got stems. All right, that's the new thing. You've got, maybe some new lighting. And then the rest of the expo is a bunch of people, showing off their scratching skills. When you go to the photo booth expo, it's AI, it's Glambot, it's, bringing back the old style photo booths. It's networking on how to market. The marketing is completely different too than a DJ. It's visual. You can touch it and feel it. Music is just your ears. The photo booth industry is your ears, your eyes. I'm waiting for them to add a smell to it. That's going to come down the road. Actually, technically, if you're doing a cookie photo booth, now you can smell it and eat it too. You're hitting all senses. So
I think you've kind of you've got a bit of a you've opened some eyes there, I'm sure. Where you think, is it a lot of it down to the fact that there is so much change within the photo booth industry that it's so hard to keep up with, and you will never ever find that on the internet. But I genuinely think the same is true in the DJ industry. But you need to have your eyes open to it. I mean, ultimately, for me to go to the US as a DJ, you think, well, why would I want to do that? Well, number one, you guys do proms. You invented proms, right?
Yeah.
You invented Halloween. So these are things that you think there are going to be DJs in your market that are going to be out there and doing those in a way that we've never seen in the UK. So there you go, these cats appeared. There are going to be people that are going to be way out there and in front of what we're doing. So you should be getting out there and seeing them. And yes, the kit does change. You do get new lights, you do get new speakers, but it's more than that. It's about getting out and seeing people and talking to them and creating a network and learning from like the big hitters. I think again, there's a lot of skepticism in the DJ industry, which I think is a shame.
Yeah, I speak with a lot of photo booth owners across the U.S. on a weekly basis. In the U.S., in the U.K., in Canada, and then I also speak to some DJs. But the conversations and relationships built with other photo booth owners is completely different and so much more fruitful. And the conversations that we have that talk about how to run our business or which software we're using or tips and trips on lighting. It's just, it's wonderful to make these. And when you're going to an expo like this, it's fine on the internet to talk to them and fine on the phone and fine on the Zoom. But when you see them in person, there is a different level of connection that you get when you actually see them in person. And it's lifelong friendships that I cherish, that I mean, like Dave Stevenson, right? He's not on the show tonight, but until I met him in person, it was a different thing. But then when we met, it was fantastic. Jason, Whaley, go out to Las Vegas. He invited me to his office, right? You don't see that too often. And I think that's something that can be had by going to these expos, especially the Photo Booth Expo. It's those relationships, and on top of that, just you get to speak and meet these presenters and pick their brains a little bit. You know, it's not just sitting in an audience and then feeding it to you. You actually get to meet and bring your personal questions. You might be able to get some tips on your own situations that you're having in your business.
It's to me, it's crazy. Steve and I decided last year to attend Midwest DJs Live, which is very much a DJ convention.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd go out there. First of all, we wanted to cover it for the magazine, but also we wanted to see a conference that was close to, because we run a conference in the UK as well. We wanted to see one that was as close to our conference as you could get. And that's what Midwest DJs Live is. It's very much like the conference that we run. And at that conference was Danny Max. Danny Max, of course, is known to all photo boothers and a lot of DJs, because, of course, he does DJ equipment. And he showed us a photo booth that blew us away, that we absolutely loved. For its simplicity, its engineering, etc. And we see a lot of that at all of these shows. But we saw that, and I got back to the UK, and I got into a conversation with my wife not long after, who needed a specific type of photo booth for a very specific job. And I knew immediately that the booth that we had seen at Midwest DJs was going to be perfect for this job. So we had one shipped over, and it immediately paid for itself. It was 3 times over within 2 months. It was just a chance conversation at a DJ convention that became a business earning opportunity alongside the business that we do day in, day out. And stuff like that happens all the time. I've seen stuff at these shows that I've integrated into my business over time. And now my business is essentially what it is because I go to these shows, because I go and speak to people, because I see the kit, I see the equipment, I learn from people, I ask questions. And, sometimes it feels selfish, but if people ask me questions as well, then I will always do my level best to answer them and help them. But yeah, to not go, I just think it's crazy. Really. It's crazy.
And you've got 42 now vendors, if I counted right. It's about how many vendors do you going to have at the expo?
It's about right, yeah.
About 42. And speaking of Danny Max, I forgot to, sometimes they come on the show, so I promise I'd throw their logo up there for them, and Danny and Iris and James from Curator and my boys at Sketchbots and Picture Mosaic. Now I understand Sketchbots is going to be there, right?
Yeah. And James, Curator, I've been working with him on something for the last sort of few months that we're going to be debuting in 3 weeks with one of our customers. I would never have met James had it not been for going to PBX.
Yeah, he's amazing. All of them are amazing.
Yeah, they all are. It's incredible how you go to these shows and you see something, and you might not do something with it immediately, but it's in the back of your head, and you'll have it there when you need it. And sometimes you engineer a way of using this stuff, but other times people will just say to you, "Hey, can you do this?" And you go, "No, I can't, but actually I could." Because I know who to ask. So
well, that's another thing that I love about the expo is you get to almost every single one of the vendors. You're meeting the owner of the business, the person behind the software, the product, whatever it may be. When you don't get to see that a lot. A lot of other industries, it's just some representatives or some people they hired from an agency to represent that company in a booth. But here you get to meet the owners.
Yeah. That is right. It is. I can't tell you about how many things I've been to where you are literally talking to an agency member of staff. But I think probably the most entertaining story on those lines was it wasn't that long. So we'd been running the photo booth business for 3 years, and we were going over to PBX, and I looked at the list of exhibitors, and I saw Breeze on there. I thought, Breeze, I use their software. I cannot wait to meet these people. it's a great opportunity to go to America and meet this company that I assumed was American.
No.
Because I paid for my license in dollars, right?
Yeah.
That's how you pay for your license. So it's an American company. And turned up on their stand to have a chat with them, and immediately realised that they were not American. They were very, very English. And discovered on, chatting to Sue for just a few minutes that not only are they an English-based company, but they live within half an hour of me.
Oh my gosh.
And you just go, that's just ridiculous. This American company that produces
Right?
this great software that I use.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Just up the road from me, and I had to go to Las Vegas to discover that.
Well, let me ask you a question. Half hour away, have you ever seen them in person? A half hour away, have you gone out to lunch, gone out to dinner? Saw them going shopping?
We see them at PBX, or we have done, because of course both Sue and Chris are retired now.
Yeah.
But every time I see them, they say, we should have lunch, we should have lunch, we should have lunch. And one of these days we are going to get around to it. I know they've got time to do it now, but
Well, you can sit around all day.
Yeah, I literally have nothing to do.
Nothing.
But yeah, nothing. I'm literally nothing to do. I mean, this is what are we approaching 11 o'clock. I was in my office before 8 o'clock this morning. So
oh my gosh,
that gives you an idea of my day.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I drag these things out. It's my fault.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But that is not an unusual day for us. We're very, very busy.
Well, let me hit on some points for the show, because I know it's getting late and we should probably think about, we got maybe 9 minutes or so. So the prices, right, in euros, not pounds, euros. So exhibits only, 59 euros. Key passes, 299, and that's the exhibit floor as well as the seminars for 299 euros.
Yes. Yeah.
The cruise only 99. That is, I'd go just for that. Like that's one heck of a deal.
Yeah.
The hotels, right? So that's another thing. I understand there are 4 preferred locations run through the booking agency that you guys are referring out to. Are they sold out? Are they still available? So those who haven't booked yet, what's the word on that for the hotels?
So we signed up with the agent for hotels, but all of our deals ended at the end of July.
Okay.
One either because they were full sold out, or they just released the rooms. But they are still the hotels so we've got 2 next to the airport, one next to the expo center, and then one closer to town. My guess is that if you're traveling all the way to Amsterdam, that you're going to try and stay in Amsterdam Central, which is about 25 minutes away by public transport. 1 train, 1 bus, nice and easy. And the bus that goes past those 4 hotels and the expo center is, I think it's bus 300, and it literally runs every 8 minutes.
Oh wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
But my guess is that most people are going to want to do a cruise. They're going to want to stay in town. They're going to want to see all the architecture in town. And it is literally 1 bus out of the expo center, straight to the train station, and 2 stops straight into Amsterdam Central.
Right. But like you said earlier, Pete, it's like the whole purpose of the expo really is to go to the expo. So you got to find some time to at least enjoy the culture. That's going to be hard to do. So they should be planning this out, literally looking at maps and saying, how long does it take to get from point A to point B? When my seminars are, when am I going to have breakfast? Where am I going to have it? How long is it going to take me to do that? They got to really plan this out.
Yeah. There is so much to see and do now. And Google's your friend.
Yeah.
Just look up the top 10 things to do in Amsterdam, and there are many things. I mean, just walking around Amsterdam is absolutely mind blowing. It's beautiful. Going on a canal cruise, absolutely. The Anne Frank Museum. I'm kind of pretty convinced that the Anne Frank Museum was the museum for me, the museum I've been in my entire life that was the most emotional. It was just incredible. And you don't go in museums and get moved like that every day. There's a lot to do. So plan it out. And take somebody with you from within the industry, and then you can both write it off against tax.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Well, let me ask a couple other questions here. So, everybody wants to go do something, right? We know we're there for the tax write-off and for education and learning and getting to know people and making new friends and relationships. But there's going to be the culture time, or I'm going to call culture time, going out and exploring. Each of you give me one thing that they should not do while they're there in Amsterdam. What should they not do? Be careful of, whatever it may be. No holds barred.
Well, What should they not do? My God.
Piece of advice. First person coming, the first time they're coming to Amsterdam, they're going to be there for a few days. What should they not do? How should they be careful?
I can tell you from my own hard-won experience that if you are not somebody that smokes weed ever, you should not go into one of the cafes and decide to experiment with it.
Okay.
Because it will absolutely rip your brains out. Because that's what happens when you don't do it. So I think what I'm intimating there is that I experimented in Amsterdam once and absolutely blew my head off, which was quite a surprise because I was not expecting that at all. I think it's a city that like Las Vegas, it can mean many things to many people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go without doing some research and look at what you would like to do, because it will just disappear. It will just disappear. You'll be leaving the city before you know it.
Right.
Go with an open mind. Go expecting to explore. Don't miss out on the opportunity to just walk around. Because it is a fascinating city.
Okay.
It's really weird. I mean, I've been to it. I think probably 4 times I've been to Amsterdam, and I think last year when Steve and I went, I just had this overwhelming feeling that it would be a place that I'd like to live in, and I don't know why that was. It was really weird because it's nothing like anywhere I've ever lived before. But and that was just from us just walking around. I really just walking around thought I could really live here. But there we go. Yeah.
All right, that's good. How about you, Stephen? Anything?
Don't swim in the canal. Don't swim in the canal. Don't swim in the canal.
Don't swim in the canal.
That's the safe answer for you, Stephen. Don't swim in the canal.
Don't try and park next to a canal.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Yeah.
Well, they literally park their cars on the edge of the canal, and there is no bars. There's no. You could easily pop your car into a canal.
Oh no. Yeah.
And people do. People do. They do. I mean, it would for Steve and I, we'd have an horrendous time. For you guys, it's not so bad because they drive on the wrong side of the road as well. So
yeah, we all drive on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah,
each one of us. We're supposed to be driving in the center. Just get out of my way.
You've seen Steve's driving style before, then.
Oh man,
that's not fair. I suppose apart from the seminars, we should very quickly touch on the launch pad as well.
Yeah, tell me. I did see that. Let me bring this up. Hold on. So the launch pad. Tell me, because I saw this on the site. I'm like, what is launch pad? Tell me, what is launch pad?
So the launch pad is just smaller, more intimate sessions, but with software companies and hardware companies.
Okay.
That is just a 45-minute smash and grab, latest ideas, latest tech. Within that, so James is talking about Curator. Obviously, right. you've got McLean talking about Glambot and Ryan talking about Spot My Phone. We think it's Ryan. It says coming soon.
Right.
But it's just 5 seminars happening while the trade floor's open. And they tend to be the owners of the companies just giving you literally 45 minutes of smash and grab, latest info, latest tech. Gives you a chance to dive deep into software, into hardware, and ask questions.
That's good. So that's like kind of what I was talking about earlier, when you get to meet these owners, which is so beneficial because there are these platforms, the softwares, there's so many parts to them. It's hard. It really is hard, and they evolve constantly for them to have an online version of everything that's happening. I know I talk to James a lot, and it's constantly evolving. And I'm like, how's that going to go into the help center of the website? He's like, by the time I write it, something else has come up, and so it's best to just talk to me in person.
For sure.
Okay.
So that's happening during this. So we've got the morning sessions are education, key pass holders.
Okay.
Education. The exhibit floor opens at 12, and between 12 and 5 or 12 and 6, depending on which day you come, there'll be these 5 seminars each day happening throughout the day, which are open to exhibit pass holders as well as.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So you guys are making it really hard to get out of there and do anything. Like once you're in there, you're there for education, which is the reason why you should be there. But you have so much stuff in there. There's got to be something that, for me, I would have a hard time walking away from the expo center because like, okay, I got to go to this now, but I can't miss this and I can't miss that. Might as well just get in bed.
It's only 2 days. It's only 2 days, and then the networking cruise on the first day. So most people are going to come over. They're going to come over for I would have thought 5, 6, 7 days. And
for the price you guys are charging, this is like amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now I just have to convince my wife that I can go next year. That's the hardest part. I floated the idea. I said, honey, I may have to go to Amsterdam. It's like, no, you're not. I'm like, but it's no, you're not. Like, so.
Well, you have to take your wife with you. You have to take your wife with you.
Which is exactly what you had to do, Pete, the first time. And now she goes, oh, you're going to Vegas. Just go.
Yeah,
go with Steve. See you later.
She took the collar and the leash off. You're allowed to go now. Oh my gosh. No, that's fabulous. Okay, of all the stuff, right? This was the last question I want to ask because it is a lot. The launch pad, the seminars, the exhibit floor. If someone can only attend, what's the one thing you can't miss at PBX, in your opinion? You have to pick one. You just can't miss it. Would it be Launchpad? Would it be the expo floor? Would it be the seminars? It could be something,
I think you have to experience all of it for me. But I think aside of a lot of this, you gain the most golden nuggets out of networking alone.
Yeah. And we always say that about everything that we do. That, we work really, 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 really hard to put a compelling seminar program on to attract a wide range of exhibitors who are going to add to anybody's game and have new products and great products. But the one thing that is completely out of our control, which is good, is the hallway conversations. And it's the hallway conversations that are likely to make the biggest difference to you, and certainly have done for me in my business. At the same time, there's going to be a load of kit there, a load of shiny kit there. There's going to be some great software options, and all of them, you can make a lot of money with. And then the seminars are nuggets of information that you will not get anywhere else, that you can then go out and into the hallways and talk to other people about. So you get a good opportunity to learn from the best and also from your fellow colleagues, because that's what they are. But yeah, it's hard to nail down one thing. I think for any business, you need to look at the full program on the website, go through the website, look at what attracts you the most, write that down and target those things when you go. But be prepared to be surprised.
Yeah, and I just want to give everybody the website address. When you're looking at this, you need to find out the information for the show, what's happening, where to stay, prices on everything, including that awesome cruise for €99. Photoboothexpo.eu is where you want to go. And look, guys, it's a secure website. That's the most important part. So you're safe going there. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I'm just glad that I got to finally talk to you guys about Photobooth Europe, Expo Europe, and convince me to go next year, and hopefully convince maybe some of these last minute people who will finally decide. And it's not just the U.S., right? There's all those people over in Europe and the rest of the world that can come over too, which is international, which is huge.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. And
you're very welcome. Thanks for having us along.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.